Welcome, everybody, to the 2024 Champions Podcast, live from the Red Lion patio. Directly to my left, representing the Boot Champions, none other than Mitch Franklin.
How's it going, y'all? It's great to be here. We're the best of the worst is what some people call us, but we had the most fun, so fuck y'all.
Directly to his left, representing the Twain Champions, Jeff Moore.
Woo woo! Shout out, Rollers! We did it. We brought a trophy to Rick's place. Let's go.
Directly to his left, representing the Plate Champions, Dr. Clay Webb.
Whoa. First of all, that's a terrible introduction for my man Clay Webb. As owner of R-Bar and de facto mascot for the R-Bar team, I am just here to say that 365 days ago, we were told we couldn't take the heat. We were told that the boot is where we belong. And yet we stand here 365 days later. We mowed the Sod Squad. We took on the soda jerks and drank their milkshake. We smoked the tokers. And then we weren't afraid of no ghosts. We busted them as plus 300 underdogs to become your play champions. The captain of Team R-Bar, Clay Webb. R-Bar! R-Bar! Let's fucking go!
With two parts of the KVKL Infinity Gauntlet on my hand. You're next, Twain. You're next.
Directly to his left, representing himself and, I guess, the tropics, Jason Cubby Huang.
I don't even know how to follow that.
It's very good to see you.
Yeah. So I'm not gonna try. So yeah.
Cougar,
Yes, sir.
I know you think that it's not easy to follow that, but I'm going to tell you, last but certainly not least, the man of the hour, who's too sweet to be sour, Corinne's pet, and the men's regret. The reflection of perfection, and the man who grabs all of your attention. The one with the rebuilt arm and relentlessly thick charm on Sunday nights, who inflicts a lot of harm. Not really. But right now, this isn't about me. This is not about me.
Welcome back, Sean.
This is
Welcome
about
back, Sean.
everyone joining us here tonight. How does it feel, guys? Sitting this close to greatness. Are you not mesmerized? Are you not getting chills up and down your spines? Witnessing my return to my element right here on the Red Lion patio. I eat T-bone steaks, I lift barbell plates, and I'm sweeter than German chocolate cake. When you're the greatest kickball podcast host in the world, they have a name for you. And that is none other than the lyrical miracle, Boston Sean Meredith.
Welcome back, Sean.
I am back.
You are back.
What happened?
What happened?
There was a podcast last week. I heard about it too late, and I didn't make it.
Yeah, okay, sure.
A lot of people held it down. Thank you to all of you guys. Hey, everybody just gets better every week, as witnessed by these champions up here. We're going to jump right into it, starting with none other than the Boot Championship. Sunday, Hobbs Park at 4 p.m., number 32 Asteroid Head 7, number 34 HQ Ringers 10. Mitch, why don't you take us through that 10-7 victory?
Yeah, I mean, that about sums it up. No, we fought for it all season. As Brooks said many times, no one fucking believes in us, and I think that's been truer than ever this year. I've only been in the league 3 years. This is my third time in the boot. 2 for 3 is not bad. But yeah, the game overall, we played solid defense. Asteroid had me give them their flowers. They're maybe one of the most consistent teams in the league. They show up every fucking weekend. You know what they're going to give you. And if you don't show up, you're going to get fucking plowed. Everyone on our team really stepped up defense-wise this time. We had just played them, I think, 3 weeks prior and lost, I want to say, 18-13. So 5-run game there as well. A little bit less scoring this time. I think both sides kicked solidly. I think we just showed up where it mattered that day. We played a little bit better. Our girls this year, I think, are some of the most improved players overall, so shout out to them. You're only as good as your girls. And, I mean, the team this year, it's felt really close. I got to play with you for the last 2 years, Sean, which is great. Thank you for introducing me to the league a little bit. Same with shout-outs to Aaron and Derek from Jerks. They really helped out a lot this year, too, even with teaching our girls and guys on our team. But, yeah, I mean, I don't think we had any, like, super standout plays. We had some great catches on our side. Their team, A-Head bunted very well, just great placements the entire game. Made it really difficult to not let them get on first. But overall, I felt like it was a really fair called game. I heard it was a really entertaining game to watch, which is always nice to hear from everyone. But, yeah, I think we just showed up that day and wanted it a little bit more than them. But great game overall. And I think we just really held it down those last, like, 3 innings. I think we only gave up maybe a run or two there at the end.
Yeah, it looks like 2 runs throughout after the 6th inning, 5 lead changes through the game. So really, really great game, both offensively and defensively for both teams, I think. I didn't get to see the game, but seeing the output and watching the replay both of the game, shout out to Marcus for all of his excellent camera work throughout the entire season. From that standpoint, and getting to watch it from Brooks's chess piece was absolutely fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, and I mean, like I said, I've only been in the league a few years now, and I hear that it's more competitive now than ever. I even saw someone comment on the Cup saying that they saw one minor mistake, and that just leads to some runs here and there, and like 3-run games are super close. And it's insane. Like I mean, both teams had a little bit of mistakes here and there, but like you have to be sound on Sunday, or else you're not taking hardware home.
Yeah, indeed. And I think Cougar could be more of an attestation of whether I'm right or wrong. But you know, the over/under on the KVKL bets for spreads on games this year was 6.5.
6.5, yeah.
And not a single game was over 6.
No.
Very impressive. Like I said, especially probably one of the more competitive boot title games in recent memory. So shout out to you, shout out to Brooks and the entire team.
Yeah, certainly. And Brooks just said we're excited to do it again next year, hopefully, and win some more hardware for us. And I'm cool with winning the boot again, but I think we have in us to maybe move up a little bit. Maybe we're not going to get right up in there and actually get in another tournament setting, but I'd like to see the numbers rise next to us. And yeah, we want the fucking plate. I lost against R-Bar last year on Posh, and then the year before that we beat the Scoonies, RIP Sean v. Sean. But we had the better Sean that day, so we won. But, yeah, no, thank you guys for supporting us all season. And for those that did believe in us, you guys were right. So thanks.
Yeah. No, it's a testament to your guys' team because, like as we mentioned last week was the very first postseason win in the Ringers' history. You followed it up by, defeating, probably a favorite in this matchup, Asteroid Head. It's been a veteran team for many, many years. 10-7. And you only allowed, multiple runs once. And it's a testament to improved defense by you folks throughout the postseason. I know it was a struggle in the regular season, but you only allowed like 3 runs in the 5th inning, and you only go 1 in the first, 1 in the 4th, and like 1 in the 7th and 8th, and just limit their damage, especially because somebody like Pat Watkins, their catcher and their lethal kicker. It's amazing what you've accomplished these past 2 weeks, there, Mitch. So. Yeah,
and again, kudos to A-Head, especially Pat. He's a monster. Yeah. Pat 3 Legs, I think is what they call him.
But it was funny that he tried like 5 or 6 times. He did the kick out attempts like he does a catcher. Not a single one was he even close to being successful. Not one.
Yeah, Pat was 3 for 5 with a run scored and 2 RKIs in that game. Yep. So big contributor for Asteroid Head. Without that offensive output, that's a pretty lengthy win. So
yes, and like I said, we have still some pretty new people. I think this might have maybe someone on our team was their first year. I could be wrong there, but I know a lot of them this is their second or third year only. So we're still a pretty new to the league team.
Yep.
People are still learning rules. Shout out our recess rejects game. People are still learning rules. But at least, working with our team, I don't know everything, but like I said, I learned a lot from you, Sean. I learned a lot from Aaron over the last couple of years, too. It's been nice to play with some veterans that really teach you, and I think it's important to have those veterans to grow as for the newbies. So,
Definitely. Thank you. I mean, it's just fun being a part of the league, and it's nice being able to contribute in any way possible, whether it's through charity donations or helping others or staying quiet on the field.
certainly.
Some things we're better at than others. And now what we can say that the Ringers are great at is winning. So congratulations to you all.
Let's fucking go Ringers.
Hogs
Congrats.
Park, 5:30 p.m. The Diana Plate Finals. Number 18, Ghosts 4. Number 24, R-Bar 10. Clay, you want to take it away and walk us through that championship performance, shutdown performance against the Ghosts?
Well, okay, sure. So it should begin where the game ended. My co-captain Amber over here caught the last 2 outs to end the game in the 9th inning, which was amazing. And let's see. It was a very solid game all the way through. Sort of big highlights were that Gabby Pinky Severns, who had a broken hand and played despite the protestations of my wife and many of her friends, managed to have 3 great bunts. I think she scored every time she kicked. I don't know. We let them load the bases a couple times, let them score once, and then got out of it otherwise. James Schaefer, the other owner and proprietor of the R Bar and Patio, incredible in center field. I think there's too much to be said for every member of the team. I suppose Isaac had an incredible game despite having the weirdest mistake of the entire game.
The first one.
Yeah, the first inning.
Weird.
Yeah, so the brothers Aguilar, Sam and Sebastian, are new to our team this year, but they have a lot of swagger that they've sort of cultivated over the course of the season. They were doing this thing the entire time where they were slowly walking into the bases where they were scoring. That confused Isaac so bad that he just assumed that either Sam or Sebi was out, so he just pretended that we had more than one out, and then it led to a double play that sort of led to some weirdness. It was fine for the rest of the game, but confused us. They both kicked very well.
Isaac 5 for 5, 2 runs scored,
5 RKI,
3 RKIs, multiple doubles,
yep.
three singles, 2 doubles.
3 singles, yep. He did.
Out of the leadoff spot.
Mm-hmm. Right. And his beautiful wife probably had the catch of the game, fingertip catch.
Oh, Shelby.
Oh,
yeah, great fingertip catch.
Incredible.
Shoestring. Yeah, it was. Yeah,
incredible catch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Brian?
Yeah, Brian. No, you can take it ahead. I got a question.
I did want to tell a quick story that was
gonna
definitely
answer my
not known by anyone who was just sitting in the stands watching. So before the game, I was asked by a couple of members of the Ghost team if we had brought R-Bar wings to the game. Because we've brought wings out to Hobbs a few times before. We brought them out there when we played. And I informed them that no, we had not. Well, I think somewhere around the 5th inning, we're going into the bottom of the 5th. We're going out playing defense. I know that. And a Domino's delivery guy comes walking up to our dugout, saying he has an order for James. And I know my buddy, there's no way he ordered Domino's in the middle of a kickball game, if at all. So I was like, that's got to be somebody up in the stands, man. That's not us. And he was like, no, it's supposed to be the dugout. And I was like, what's his name? And it's James Schaffer. And I was like, oh. At about that time, I looked out and saw Matt Cosgrove coaching first base, and he's looking at me grinning like crazy. And I'm like, those are chicken wings, aren't they? And he's like, yes, so the ghost had chicken wings delivered to us since we didn't bring any. And they thought it was going to be a great joke on James. In that inning, James caught a ball in center field and then caught a ball in center field that he turned into a double play and accounted for all 3 outs in a scoreless inning defensively. So when we went through the line at the end of the game, we offered the ghosts their wings back and let them all grab one as we walked by in victory.
That only seems fair.
Yeah, those are the highlights of the game. I could say, I feel compelled to sit here and say something nice about every member of my team, but I probably shouldn't, just because that would take a lot of time, and time.
We've got nothing but time. You're a champion.
Yeah.
Take your time.
Well, the last thing I would say is,
Self-loss
Adrian
Tuesday.
joins the team, and we win a championship. Coincidence? I think not. Okay. And yeah, thank you to all the R Bar and Patio folks for supporting the finest bar in Lawrence, Kansas, which of course means the finest bar in North America, which of course means the finest bar in the world. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're like, Clay, we're here at the Red Lion Tavern. Is that like, are you throwing smoke? Look, they don't even fucking sell wings here, okay? So that disqualifies you. It's a great bar, great place to hang out, but if you don't sell wings, then you're ordering Domino's wings, and that's nothing. So,
Does that just make you a ghost?
yeah, it makes you a ghost. Yeah. So with that, Arbor, let's fucking go!
Congratulations to Arbar, the 2024 Diana Plate champions.
But by the way, though, Sean, I don't know if this ever happened before in league history where your champions in back-to-back years went different tiers. I don't think it's ever happened. Last year in the boot for Arbar against your team, and then in the plate that's the following year. I don't think it's ever happened before. And in the history of the KVKL in the 22 years. Yeah, that's never. I don't think it's ever happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, congratulations.
It's
That's
huge. Yeah,
that's
that's
huge.
yeah.
We are exceptional in a lot of different ways, right? I mean, like, we represent, again, like the
Yeah, I
finest
know.
bar. Did I mention that part?
I believe so. You did.
Yeah, like a lot of people have to go back to their respective businesses. Those businesses don't even sell wings, right?
Right.
So with all that extra protein in the last 365 days, we were able to take a step up, right? And who knows what's possible moving forward. There are new sauces. There's a new burger coming that has both
saw
a
that.
tater cake
Saw
and
that.
a burger with cheese. I mean, who knows what's possible? Honestly, the rest of you should be freaked
Clay.
the fuck out, okay?
How many free wings are they giving you, and how many times did you have to mention our bar to get those free wings?
I would never take a wing from our bar for free, right? I mean, like, if somebody gives you a piece of priceless art, if you can just give them some money, like, that's the most appropriate thing to do. It'd honestly be shameful. It would be disgusting for me to take free wings from Brian over here. That's wrong, okay? Yeah. Now, I did get some free Domino's wings and just said, no, thank you. Yeah. Like, once I've had an R-bar wing, honestly, I walk into other establishments, not to name any names or anything, but and I'm just like, no thanks. I think I'll have some beef today. Because with the, like R-bar is basically ruined chicken, What's the fucking point? What's the point? I mean, you got a drum or a flat. How about combine those things and then smoke them and then grill them and then douse them in an incredible sauce. Homemade sauce, okay? An original sauce. Didn't buy that shit. Made that
Some
shit.
too hot for Cougar.
Some too hot for
It's too
Cougar.
far. It was too hot. Yeah, that face melter is too hot, too spicy. I had to give the rest of the Kenny last year. Couldn't do it.
It's just perfect on the taste.
Yeah, well, not for me.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Well, because
I'll see you in the fucking
I'm a
parking
chili
lot.
sissy. I'm a chili sissy.
Okay, well, dude, they have other versions of
I
the
did, it's
sauce.
good. I had
There's
it, it's good.
teriyaki.
No, it was good.
You could have it naked. It would
No,
be delicious.
No. I had the other ones. They were good. It's the face melter is too spicy for me. 'Cause I'm a
Cougar
chili
doesn't know
sissy.
what to do when things are naked.
Okay, no, fair enough. That's wow. All right.
He
And
gets
with that, I
he-
think that's
he gets
an appropriate time
confused in the
to
shower.
transition into the next topic.
I heard he doesn't keep mirrors in his house for that reason.
Yeah. Hobbs Park, 7:15 p.m. The Twain Final. Number 12, Sacred Sword, 7. Number 11, Rick Rollers, 11. Jeff, you want to take us through this victory?
Oh, man. I'm going to answer the question that you all have been asking yourselves. Am I okay from that collision at second base? Yes, my shoulder's a little sore, but yeah, we're fine. The other guy's fine.
So wait a minute. Malloy, just so I could get clarification on this, he's updating us that he's okay after truck sticking someone smaller than him. Is that what I'm hearing?
I think I got the full impact of that one. He was going full speed right into me, so I don't know, but seriously, I couldn't do this without my team. Like Malloy, Cam, Shan, Steven, Taylor, me, George, Alicia, McKenna, Marisa. It's not about me. It's about this whole team. Jock, Garcia, Mike, and Josh. All you all did awesome all year. We had to kind of pull back a little bit and realize that we're here for each other and do the right things to get this championship belt. It feels great. I wouldn't be here without you all. So I appreciate all the Rick Rollers that showed up and showed out every single game this year.
Malloy.
Steven says
All
he's still
right.
drunk from
I'm
Sunday.
I'm gonna
Steven
talk.
said.
I'm not as media trained as Jeff, so I'm gonna be super transparent. Looking back on this game, super proud of our team just because in a championship game, when you go down 5 innings in the first inning, people will hang their head. They'll start to doubt themselves, overthink. But I knew we were going to win when we scored 6 runs. We went through our entire lineup in that first inning. The reason why I know that is because when you're down 5 innings, you only have 2 options. It's either to lay down or you're going to react, and we reacted. We actually took the lead in the first inning. They only scored 2 more times, I believe, throughout the rest of the game. Our defense locked up. Seven total, yeah. So go back and watch the film how many times they had bases loaded and we still got the out when they had 2 outs. They couldn't get a run in. Defense was solid. Our girls were solid. We stuck to the game plan. As far as Sword individually, I just feel like if they would have stick with Go ahead.
5 times.
I'm sorry?
5 times they had bases loaded.
5 times? Yeah, so 5 times we got that out. We figured out a way to grab that out. Individually, I think they got away from Bunting and that hurt them. For like an NBA analogy, if a team's good at shooting threes, but you take the 3-ball away and force them to go with 2s and layups, sometimes they'll struggle. You got to have balance. So we kind of knew they were good place kicking, but to be even super more transparent, if you look at the film, I struggled getting grounders. Like I struggled grabbing the ball. Washi last week said on the podcast the plan was to make me work, make me throw on the run. So if you could see on the film I was struggling with balls, I would have attacked myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm a liability in that game, in that moment. But yeah, just being able to bunt, I think that just comes with having a better captain and having someone that can teach them the fundamentals and what to do and situational. I was even telling my team, like, don't try to guess where they're kicking and try to fill gaps. Let the ball come to you and then make the play. We're not going to know where the ball is coming. They're good place kickers. You look at the first kick, the dude put it over our short and right there, and he just got on first. So when you're dealing with that type of talent, just let the play come to you and things like that. But overall, I think we played great and we responded well.
You know what's, no, I was just saying, what's funny about that game there, guys, probably you, Jeff, and Malloy, is that a team like Sacred Sword, they're fast and they're athletic. But you guys, basically, make it taste their own medicine because when you put the bunt down there, they're no for the Sacred Sword, but it's the truth. Their third baseman, their catcher, their pitcher couldn't handle it. The third baseman made so many errant throws. I know it's a wet ball because it's raining, but it's a wet ball for everyone. All those throws were errant that went towards the first base dugout. It was like they couldn't handle speed.
Yeah,
that's what's shocking. I mean, he's not shocking. It was the others are like, y'all are fast. Y'all can't handle fast.
And I like Sacred. Like as a team, they just need a leader. A captain and a leader are 2 different things. A captain is just a title. A leader is someone who can take charge and funnel in the talent that they have and put the product on the field. So they're just a leader away from being in contention, deep contention, probably winning something. Maybe the Twain, who knows? But I like the team. I think they ooze with talent. They didn't argue even when they were down. They still had good vibes after they lost. So I like the team. They're just a captain, a leader away from being where they need to be.
Yeah, I was going to say one more thing about that first inning. I think a couple different games, a couple of our losses this year, we went down early, but we figured out what they were trying to do on offense. So when we had runners on they had runners on 1 and 2, we moved Malloy over to first base bunt block, and they kind of just didn't want to bunt anymore after that. And so I think we just kind of scared him out of the game plan. And another switch that we made late season is moving Chance to center and George to catcher, and
saw that, yeah.
And Chance was shutting it down out there. He was not letting one. He let one ball drop.
Still love Steven.
We still love Steven, and thank you, Steven, for moving to right field for us. We appreciate you.
Yeah, one more thing I'm going to say is what makes us good as well as we make adjustments. Like, I'll watch film right after the game and watch it 5 times and figure out what went wrong, what went right. We're willing to move pieces around just to put ourselves in the best position. We're not ignorant in the fact to still stick with things when they're not working. So just being able to adapt will win you games. It will allow you to be efficient in other areas where you're lacking, and just don't be stubborn. Try different things. Like he said, I was willing to bump block a couple games. I played center field versus Johnny's, just kind of switching things up, you know.
But what was your diet this year?
Oh my gosh.
Asking for a friend.
R-bar wings and beer.
What? Look at that! Look at that! Let's go!
You know, a amazing transformation when you look at just, 2 short seasons ago, going out in the first round.
Party foul.
That was
Party
Kelly.
foul. Kelly, drink one.
We're going to put that on
Chug it.
record. That was Kelly.
Lick it off the ground.
2 short seasons ago, out in the first round of the Diana Plate side of the bracket. Now, Twain champions. I know Cougar likes to track the movements of teams. I'm not big on that. I'm just looking at the here and now. How much of a difference in not only the leadership, but like the vibe of the team did that, led to that Twain championship?
I'm going to be a little transparent.
There were lofty expectations coming into the season for your team with the preseason ranks.
Yeah, it was, at times it was dealing with a little bit of personality, egos a little bit, but once we get that under control and everybody's like, hey, we're here for the team, let's run this and get this championship, that was great. Bringing Michaela, Malloy, and Chance, those were 3 big studs right there, and keeping Alicia was another one. So that just kind of, I was like, oh, this team is destined for greatness.
And another thing was, I think it was week 2, I messaged the group and I was like, my role on this team is to get us to a championship. Me and Jeff were friends, like, no offense, but we weren't here to play friends and like be on the same team. It was really to get us in contention. That's why I was here. So I let my intentions be known to the whole team so they can set me for who I am and what I'm there to do. And that's why I'm really just super proud of where we are, because I feel like I didn't let them down. And especially for how they lost in the playoffs last year, it was good to see the returning players get to the promised land and win it all. So I would just say transparency and communication is key if you want to avoid, like you says, the ego and the clashing. Let the information be out there for everybody to decide what they want to do once they realize what you're talking about. Don't hold things. Don't be secretive. Just put everything out there so you can trust each other. Trust what I'm saying is how I feel, and vice versa. So those are just tips other people can use to, settle down the moods and things.
I know it's a team effort, and it was against Sacred Sword with all y'all's. But let me talk about these 2 gentlemen here. I had the privilege to have these 2 gentlemen as former teammates. First year in Malloy was like 4 years ago. You came in mid-season, and you were just this kid. That's basically what you are there, and like it's like no, you really were. And for you to come in for the homies, like we saw that the talent that you were, and I saw that, and then for that half season, like. It's like, okay, make some plays there. I know to expect there. And for you to come in, at a leadership role here for the Rick Rollers there, I'm like, this transformation, I'm amazed by this. And for you to take a leadership role, and you're a talented player and all that, but just seeing this, it's like, it's amazing how you just really transform yourselves as a leader. So
thank you, Cougar.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I just want to say this last thing, and I'm done. I'll be super transparent again. How I ended my season last year really bothered me. Leaving my team in like the middle of the season and just sitting and watch everybody play in the playoffs and just not being able to participate, it really ate at me. So that winter, I just said when I came back and played next year, just show gratitude and appreciation because you didn't have that last year. This entire week leading up to the championship, I just showed gratitude. I was happy to be here. Win or loss, we were in the championship, but I was just very thankful for being able to play a full season. I was battling injuries, things like that. So also, I had my ear to the streets. I understood what people were saying about me when I left Post House. None of that was true, but not proving anything to other people, just proving to myself about my character and my integrity and who I am as a person and athlete. So that was just my goal this year. So got that done, but I just, like I keep saying, I appreciate Call Valley for giving us all the opportunity to play. Like, without Call Valley, we would not have anywhere to play. We wouldn't, friendships either. Building up connections, all that, relationships. So, shout out to Call Valley for giving us a platform, seriously.
Yeah. Absolutely. But before we move on, I have a question about this game. So, do you feel like at any point in time you've caught them, like, falling asleep in the outfield?
In the outfield, no, they're pretty awake out there. They weren't laying down this time for sure.
They weren't laying down? No.
No, they weren't.
We actually thought about it, like we were gonna like lay down, but we're like, nah, let's just be classy about it.
And, not to backtrack too far, but not only what makes KVKL the best kickball league in the United States, period, outside of its Sheridas work, is the ability, the outreach, whether it's locally, whether it's in your community, whether just all the different types of people that you're able to meet, the different connections you're able to make, and the friends that are, and some that will last a lifetime, some that are, fleeting in the moment. But that's what really separates the entire league is, at the end of the day, everyone, I believe, even myself, is eternally grateful for the opportunities just to be able to escape reality, if it's just for one day. I mean, no matter how we want to view it, depending on our age, we're all adults just trying to escape reality every Sunday, go live our glory years, or be in our glory years for some of us. But it's totally unlike any other recreational sport on the planet. So I think that's very awesome that we're all able at the end of the day to recognize that even though we're here playing kickball, it's much bigger than that, and everyone takes a lot out of it and home with them from it.
I got one more question. Did you keep track, Cougar, of unforced errors?
I did. You had 0.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for clearing that up. Appreciate that.
I don't know who made that prop bet, unforced errors. Like, who made that prop bet?
I can make a guess.
I know it wasn't me. So no, it wasn't. No, so no, yeah, he lost money. I was gonna say they talked Malloy about the transformation as well, and I'm gonna go to you there, Jeff Moore. Is that you're on my team like what 6-7 years ago or something like that? I forget. Like you're on the team there, and let's just say that we had ups and downs, had our differences. Oh, trust me, as far as getting the hair dryer treatment, getting yelled at, you probably got the most. And you when you said
he also blocked the weekly emails.
Oh Jesus!
He was the first to put his foot down.
Yeah, he was the first to share those weekly emails. Gosh damn it! Yeah, that was funny, Jeff.
He called me. He's like, "No, Jeff, what you know what you did wrong there?" I was like, "Oh crap, your number's at the bottom of that page, isn't it?"
Do you put people? Yeah, other people's number. Yeah, so but that's never there. But when you were one of the Rick Rollers, and then said you're going to be the captain there, I was like, okay, we'll see what happens. And to see you when you first started on the Mahomies, and now I've seen you now as captain, and it's not just winning a championship. You just basically taking this newer role as captain. It's just like proud of the transformation you did for the Rick Rollers, and win or lose the championship, that's irrelevant. To see you do this year and the year before there, it's like it's amazing like what you've done for this going to this newer franchise after leaving the Mahomies. So really proud of you and just transferring yourself as well, and it's better kickball player, but even more so as a leader. So.
Oh, I appreciate that, Cougar. Thank you. Yeah, it was 4 years ago that I was with the Mahomies. 4 years ago.
4 years ago, yeah.
Yeah. And then I was with Kicking Assets for a year, and then Marisa was like, "Hey, does anybody want to take over the captaincy?" So then I said, "Yo, I know some people from Rick's place." So I snatched some people from Poshwash, Sean's team over here, and then created what I have today. So it's been a blessing.
It's funny that we were talking about this because, like, in the years past, you were showing us, like, why is Cougar yelling at me? Why is he mean? Blah, 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 blah. Then you became captain. At some point, you told me, like, okay, now I see why you had to kind of be, the bad guy and so forth.
He does not yell as much as you. 100%.
First of all, Clay, nobody yells as much as me. Other than you saying, "All right, let's fucking go." Nobody yells as much as me.
He definitely does.
Maybe Sean Meredith does.
He definitely does.
I only yelled once.
Oh, I yelled. Ask
That's all it takes.
Ask Jeffrey. I yelled all the time, except for you saying, "Arbar, let's fucking go there."
Right, that's not yelling,
yeah,
that's
exactly. So, no, it's just it's amazing. Like you take this role for the past 2 years, like what you've done. It's like it's. I'm very proud of you. Just what you've become part of this franchise for Rick Rollers, and then you being a leader that they need. So I'm very amazed.
Well, thank you, Cougar. Thank you, Cougar. Yeah, Sean definitely yells. I was reffing a game, and he walks over and he starts berating me like on purpose. This guy's.
So he gave you the hair chart.
This guy's like limping over towards me, and I'm like, why are you yelling at me, Sean? Say one more thing. He's like, I will say one more thing. And then he shut up for the rest of the game. But his intentions were to get kicked out of that game because he didn't want to leave the game hurt.
So it's basically the old trick for Major League Baseball managers. They don't be there anymore in the game, but they just yell and yell just to be kicked out. That's the old trick.
Didn't work. Still troops.
Thanks, Goops.
So congratulations to the Twain champions, Rick's Rollers. And to the one-time hottest free agent in KVKL history, and now champion, Jeff Moore.
Feels damn good. That's all I gotta say. It feels damn good. I've been walking around this week just with my head held high and just with a lot more confidence, and it just felt great. And actually, some of the relief of not having to be a captain anymore for this season, anyway. So,
yeah,
it's over. Yep.
Yeah.
Hobbs Park, 9:15 p.m. The Cup Final. Number 4 Taco Zone, 1.
I want some shots.
Number 2 Johnny's, 5.
That's fine. You want a shot?
Cougar?
Yeah.
I know you have yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Michaela,
I'll never
what's
say
up?
no.
Michaela?
Yeah. What do I have?
You have an attestation for us, maybe to read?
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Hang on just a moment.
Yeah, we'll give Cougar some time to pull open his phone. Speaking of which, since we're going to kill some time, Cougar, we on date 9 yet?
Oh, that. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, that.
Thankfully, it's the last time we have to talk about my dating life, this
Well,
this
at least
season.
for a while this season. Hopefully it extends into next year.
We'll see if it goes that far. There's no date 9 because, unfortunately, last week she tested positive for COVID, so it's going to be a while.
Oh.
Yeah. So
Just like the Pendries.
Oh, them too, yeah.
Them too.
Yeah, they tested positive too, yeah.
And then they hosted the Pirate Pod.
Ryan did, not
yeah,
Matthew.
what a super spreader.
Oh, Jesus.
That's a thing.
I hope everyone's okay. By the way, I talked to those two. They're fine. They're alive, for now at least. But, hopefully, Bryson and Megan, they're okay as well. But last time I checked, they're alive and fine.
Poor Matt. It's like his whole year's been just a game of
Oregon
Trail.
The broken forearm.
Dysentery,
twice.
broken arm.
Dysentery. This is an Oregon Trail,
Now
okay?
COVID.
Dysentery?
Yeah, I mean.
This is an Oregon Trail or cholera or tuberculosis.
You can't convince me it's not at this point.
Oh, God. Jesus. So. Oh, yeah, I had it ready.
Do you have it ready, finally? All right, Cougar.
Yeah,
let's give us the
rundown.
rundown
This is from
here.
Christina for Johnny's. What she said. Quote, Michael used to tell me he managed this roster based on buys. Whenever I used to say that it's really okay if you need to replace me with someone better, he just said, quote, nah, unquote. Michael has somehow curated a roster where all 14 players are 100% bought in, no matter our skill level. We don't go to practice because everyone makes us. I look at the leaders of this team, been patient with me, and taking the time to teach and instill confidence in all of us. I feel so lucky to be a part of it. I go to practice because I want to do everything I can to rise to the occasion and be at my best for the people beside me. Johnny's has shown there's no room for heroes on championship teams, but there is unlimited room for people who want to learn and get better every week. Winning takes humility, patience, and a camaraderie that binds you together for a common goal. It's not just about the top 3 players, but having 1 through 12 confident in their abilities and willing to do the little things for their team, unquote. And that was from Christina. Exactly right. And I hate to bring someone, a team shall remain nameless. There's a difference between the Johnnies and an elite team shall remain nameless who basically just wonky strategy with not full confidence. Because you're right. I see with Johnnies, they have full confidence in each and every one of those 12. The fact that the top player is just as important as the number 12. And that's why they are the back-to-back champions of the Cup. Only the 3rd franchise ever to do so to successfully defend their title. We see that in Johnny's, and why they how they operate. So Christina says right on the button. So about this team and how Kerry and Michael run their franchise. Yeah.
Indeed. Only 2 lead changes in the game. Taco Zone putting up the first runner or first kicker of the game scored.
Yeah.
And, unfortunately for them, not scoring again the rest of the game. But Johnny's not only answering right back in the bottom of the first, but then just really putting the clamps on him.
Yeah.
I never felt like it was close.
No, the 5-1 score is not indicated it was close.
And
no.
I don't mean that in the sense of the score.
Yeah.
5-1. Obviously 4-run spread. Another under 6.5.
Yeah.
I think that's very expected, but man, watching this game live, going home, watching it again, it was really just for the second year in a row a absolute clinic put on by Johnny's on how to play kickball, how to kick, how to bunt, how to play defense, and how to just take a stranglehold on a game and force the other team to play the way you want them to play, and then just benefiting from it at absolutely every turn.
It's amazing to see Johnny's. Do you know how many runs combined they've allowed the entire regular season? Take a wild guess.
I would say under 30.
It is under 30, 29. 29 runs allowed by Johnny's, which is absolutely astounding.
You think regular season, that's bonkers. That's under 3 runs a game.
Right.
Add 3 games to that.
Right.
You're looking at a clip of less of 1.38. I don't know. Get out your calculators, but
abacus for me.
1.3 runs a game.
Yeah.
You're not losing.
You're not losing.
Clinical, shut down, controlled kickball.
And it's not like I said from Christina State. It's not just the physical talent, which they do, and they have a lot of great players there. But it is the
athletes.
Athletes. But it's not just that. It's just be collective. The confidence in each one of those players to basically become a fist, and not just fingers individual, become a fist collectively on defense, and just only allow, like I said, 29 runs combined, which is absolutely
fisting on defense.
Astounding. Yeah. What's that?
Fisting on defense.
Fisting on defense. Exactly. So it's just, in fact, Johnny's Tavern, for a little while, I know from the very beginning when they started the franchise, I thought this is the making of us physically be a force in the future. After a little while, it's like.
Yeah, and
come a little slow. It's like slow, and now all of a sudden, boom! They finally hit it these past 2 years for Johnny's Tavern.
Do you think they'll get more championships than the Patriots?
Oh God!
No.
Hold on.
That's,
for context, the Patriots
7.
have 5.
That'd be 6.
6.
No.
So
to
remember,
get more would be 7.
The KVKO titles. There are 2 teams are tied: Lawrence Shore Factory and Kansas Taco Zone. 5. So, which are the tacos are still stuck on. So, Johnny's get 6. It's a long time. We thought a while ago, Kansas Taco Zone, they'll get 6. They'll easily get, go past Shore Factory. They're stuck at 5. So, who knows what the future holds there, Jeffrey? It's hard. Even though they seem formidable, they'll easily get 6. You never know. Anything can happen. Anything can change. You never know.
Yeah, and especially when you think of a league that's 22 years now in the making.
Yeah.
6 is that's a
6 is a lot.
task. I mean, 2 teams have split out 10.
Yeah.
And no one else is close.
Yeah. Like I said, Taco Zone, they went 5 years in between of winning a title.
They're only
from
the
13 to 15.
Meaning no one else has won more than 1.
Yeah.
So, just to think, can a newer established franchise that, definitely I think is heading into their prime. I see more cups for them in the future.
Seemingly, yes.
But man, 6
is a lot. To become the all-time leader, that's a lot because, like I said, they won multiple titles. There's only been 5 franchises ever that won multiple titles. That's Love Garden, Post House, Kansas Taco Zone, Shore Factory, and now Johnny's.
And don't get me wrong, I want nothing more than to be clipped in fucking 2029 in a post on the page where they're just shitting on me for saying, that's impossible. So
we'll still be here, Sean.
Use this as some motivation.
Yeah. Why do you think you can get there, Jeffrey?
Oh, that's hard to do. I don't know. The future is so unpredictable. To keep this many pieces together for all the friendships that are making some. Eventually, people want to go play with their friends. They just don't want to go win championships. So
another thing is Father Time's undefeated. And you look at Kansas Taco Zone, they're a great team, but guess what? They're getting older. I use like a Lawrence Shirt Factory.
Older.
They get older. They
Lawrence
retire.
Shirt Factory got younger.
They got younger, but at one point they got older.
Last year, yeah, they got older. They were looking old last
before
year.
they got those 3 new players.
I'm just
That-
going to put
it's
out
by the
there.
time.
I think all the teams actually got older from last year. Like every member of every team since last year.
Yeah,
a year
but-
older.
but
T-shirt
over
Factory
time.
was
And
older
that's just the
last
mind of
year.
a scientist.
They
I'm just
got
putting it out
younger
there.
this year.
Shirt
They got
Factory
younger this year.
Shirt Factory got younger.
Gotcha. That's weird.
So yeah.
I mean, look.
It's the average. It's the
All
average.
I know is that, like, if Arbar stays on their trajectory, then we know that Johnny's can't win it 2 years from now because then it's ours. So
Hey, cheers, y'all.
Is that a threat or a promise there, Clay?
it's probably neither.
Okay.
Cheers.
All right, cheers.
Yeah.
Cheers, guys. Congratulations, guys. I hate these shots.
I got a question. If we're done with all the serious questions about this, is this Johnny's North or is this Johnny's West or is it a combination of the two?
Just OG Johnny's North.
Okay.
I mean, they're part of the franchise, but more OG.
Well, it's the
North.
better Johnny's. It's the far better Johnny's.
Yeah, I mean-
okay.
Well,
the
I mean-
Arrowhead Pizza is the best pizza to ever exist at Johnny's, and the Johnny's West does not carry it anymore. Is a sin against
Is that right?
humanity.
I didn't know that. Okay.
And Johnny's West doesn't even put cream cheese on their barbecue chicken pizza either. What's that about? Well, like you had the perfect thing. Why did you change it? And I would say if Johnny's kickball team runs their kickball team like Johnny's North runs their pizza, I think that we're just going to get consistent greatness.
Maybe OG Johnny's have monopoly on cream cheese. I don't know.
I don't think so. I
You
just
don't think so?
I think
Okay.
West Side Johnny's is messing things up. I think people who live on the west side of town, no offense, are weird, and they're making bad decisions.
I live over the park. Don't
Well,
ask me. I don't know.
also another fantastic host outside of the Red Lion Tavern right here at 944 Mass Street. With the wonderful patio and the nice misting.
Beautiful. Thank you, COVID.
Right,
glass half full. Huh?
Indeed.
That's true.
Some
That's true.
positive forward movement from COVID.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, man, lost my train of thought there.
Sorry. Yeah.
COVID
Didn't mean to.
COVID kills everything in its path. But a thank you to all of our sponsors, including Johnny's and our hosts for the podcast rounds this year. Speaking of their pizza, I heard it was delicious last Tuesday. I don't know. I had car trouble.
It was so good.
That's a damn shame you didn't try their pizza. That's a damn shame, Sean.
I got it week one. They had pizza there week one. When we
What makes
did
it better?
Preseason.
Do you know what
Yeah.
makes it better?
What makes it better?
Free.
Yeah, don't tell Clayton that. He
Yeah,
refused to
hey.
take free wings from our bar. He refused to do that.
Well,
Dr. Webb,
look.
take
The
this.
pizza is good, but it's not fucking that. All right. Like Jesus Christ. Like the best food you've ever had in your fucking life. We're not talking about that. We're talking about pizza. Okay. I'm talking about a wing that has been marinated for 24 hours, smoked, and then grilled, and then dipped in fucking artisanal sauce. Artisanal.
And what's amazing is that you grill it. There's no fryers. There's no fryers at our bar.
No
That's why it's
fryers.
like, that is amazing.
Fryers all over the place. You smell bad. You go into a place with fryers, you smell fucking weird when you leave. You got to change clothes if you're going to go anywhere else. Not our bar. You smell fucking great.
Oh yeah,
when you
if
leave.
I could go home, it's
Smell
kind of
better.
like Cozy Burger. You know, they even sell inside, which is Brian, next $1 million idea. You need to hang the
What the hell?
over the smoker. You need to hang the little homemade incense, and then you can sell them. And I would put a fucking
Incense
R-bar
or
wing.
fragrance, like a
Oh,
cologne.
yeah.
Oh jeez.
If I didn't rub it all over myself like a cat with catnip, I'd definitely.
You
hang
could call
in
it
my
like
car.
the chi burger, right? Because like different incense will affect your emotions in the center differently. So it affects your chi.
Your whole digestive tract can throw off your day.
Exactly. You get your microbiome all correct. Come to the R bar, right?
Yeah.
The right combination of tater cakes, wings, burgers, and beer. That's the only way to keep things. I'm not sure regular is the right. Yeah, right. Spell's the word. Yeah.
I never thought the
That's
word.
That's what I get.
I never thought the word microbiome would ever be used ever in the podcast ever. And I've been in this podcast for how many years?
Cougar, can you put some respect on Dr. Webb's name?
I will, Dr. Webb. Yeah, there's like one
Why
of
would
four
you think
doctors.
we wouldn't use the
one
word
of three
microbiome?
doctors in this
Come
league.
on now,
yeah.
man.
When there's a,
Well,
a
three
literal
doctors.
doctor
My vocab's on point.
on the
right?
podcast.
That's
Wordsmith.
amazing.
What's
I mean,
up?
I mean, that's
Wordsmith.
microbiome.
Oh,
my gosh. I'm impressed.
You a
I'm
fan of
impressed.
yogurt, Coog?
I love yogurt.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Fruit on the bottom.
What the hell's that supposed to mean?
It's a texture thing. We'll leave it at that. No, whoa, no, not dirty. Just it's a texture thing. I know people
Is it creamy?
who can't like eat yogurt. If it's fruit
Lactose
mixture,
intolerant?
I can eat it.
Oh.
If it's regular yogurt,
Like Greek yogurt?
yeah.
Or froyo.
Fuck.
What's wrong with froyo?
I don't do.
It's not ice cream. That's the problem.
Yeah, I know it's not ice cream. It's not froyo. But if you go to like the
Cougar, I have
yogurt,
sensitive teeth.
you have sensitive.
I don't
Oh,
do cold.
If you're gonna eat,
cold
if you're gonna
items.
have the calories, go to fucking Silas and Maddie's. Don't get.
Well, you go and put all the toppings at froyo places like yogurtini. You
I
put all
will
the
be
stuff in it.
miserable for Silas and Maddie's.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Silas and Maddie's. Yeah, so.
Cougar,
Interesting.
we've got some time to fill because
Yeah.
I don't want to go home yet.
Yeah.
I don't think these guys either because they are champions of the fucking
Of
KBO
course, of
world.
course.
Let's talk some more kickball. Do you have any like discussion questions? Anything that you think like? What was your Mitch? What was your biggest takeaway? What is this? This was now your third season. What was
Yeah.
your biggest takeaway this year from the kickball year?
Biggest takeaway. So obviously, new team for me, and we brought over was going to be 6 of us. My wife and Andrew's wife both had surgeries, unfortunately,
Yeah.
this year. RIP their shoulders and knees. But we're excited to hopefully have them next year. So hoping to look even stronger.
Yeah, watch the fuck out play.
Yeah, our ladies have grippies. You know what I'm saying? They catch any ball thrown their way.
And in their rehab, they got grippy socks.
Grippy socks too. Well, different rehab.
Well,
But no, I learned a lot this season, and I think that's all you ever want to do every season. Obviously, you want to win. No one enjoys losing, despite maybe a few. But we showed up every game. I really enjoyed my team this year. Met a lot of new people, a lot of new friends. It didn't feel cliquey at all, which is amazing because every now and then you have like a few people that might branch off on their own, be their own people. But everyone got along well. Planning a team dinner trip here in a couple of weeks, hopefully. Like, really, really love these guys. Had a lot of fun this year. But
go to a Marriott and trash the room. Put
Absolutely.
it in Cougar's name.
Don't do
Yeah.
that.
Put it in Cougar's
no.
name.
I don't work at hotels no more, so ha ha ha. Joke's on you.
Exactly.
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
but
You work at a hotel. Don't trash a hotel room.
But that aside, yeah, I think overall as a team we learned a lot. We grew a lot together, and I think it's like you guys said earlier. Go watch the best teams. Go watch your position be played. You're going to learn so much, and when you see them even take one step to their right, think about why they're doing that. Always play backup for the position in front of you. Everything like that, So I think we're just congruently becoming a better team. We went from 0 wins last year to 2 in the regular season, 2 in the postseason, and arguably we could have won 2-3 more. We lost to A-Head pretty close, late fees, and Rockets, which I know a lot of people kind of scoff at the lower teams, but a lot of these lower teams have some insane individuals and some crazy speed and handles.
Farms to champions.
Yeah, it's crazy to really look at some of these guys and just blow them off. So great games all season though. But yeah, I think my biggest takeaway is just learning as a team. It felt nice. I grew a little bit as an individual, less hot-headed this year. I guess I've technically been in the league 4 years, but my first season was active security for Honey Badgers. Shout out Kenny and the boys. Love Honey Badgers. Yeah, I just got drunk every game and yelled for them, which was a great season, great first season. But which honestly, let's talk about them for a second. How crazy close their game was against Global. Is that right?
Yeah.
11-9
playing
final.
11-9 with 9 players.
Yeah, shout out those guys. That's insane that they played them that close.
That's my boy
and
right there,
I
Kenny.
think if there's a team to be scared of next year, it's them, for sure.
Oh, and especially knowing that they're going to have some additions, and with the injuries and numbers games that they had to face with long-term injuries this year.
Yeah.
First back-to-back Twain champions, but definitely, I think with the gamut that they ran this year, with their scheduling and their ranking, right, wrong, and different, I think personally very appropriately ranked in a victim of circumstances for most of the year, but a team that also not only made the most of those circumstances, but succeeded time and time again. I know Kenny very closely, love him more than a lot of people in the league. He'd be the first to tell you there's no such thing as moral victories.
Yeah.
But in a team that's been, and not even in a lurch, just more of a dominant Twain force, a team that's definitely on the come up, they're nowhere near being finished. And
Yeah.
definitely agree with you. They're going to be a force to be reckoned with next year as well.
Yeah.
Boy, it'll be tough to crack that top 4, top 3, Honey Badger or anybody.
No, and I mean after this year, that top it's a top. You know, I look personally at the league as kind of in thirds. A 12, a 13 through 24, a 25 through 36. Fair, unfair assessment, I think, with the scheduling. Mad props to Ethan for all of his work on the schedule, by the way. What it's accomplishing during the regular season and what we're able, I think, collectively as a board to put on in Week 10, which only gets better each year. You know, this was only the second year of it. I think it was the best of the two, and it'll only get better. But I think that in that top 12, it's really a 5-team race right now, and it could be a 6-7 team race depending on some movement in the offseason and not long-term injuries to
What was the Badgers' ranking?
They were in the tournament. They were 8th.
Eighth,
Yeah.
yeah.
They were eighth,
and I think
see that
during
number.
the regular season,
I see that number
preseason they were like 7 or 8.
Do we think they're going to be lower next year? Do you think they tear apart like the like 11 through 15 teams?
Now,
There's a better scheduling thing that's been
So,
suggested. So we could do
so
that.
now,
What's that about?
Well, finish your thought.
no, I'll let you go ahead, Clay. I know you sent some recommendations.
Yeah, so this is
that are off-season questions.
Right,
that
yeah.
the board
This
will
is
be
my axe to
looking
grind,
at
and
reviewing.
if people hate the idea, then they can let the board know and throw it away. But there's a scheduling approach that a lot of different competitions use when there are more teams than there are games, right? Like so many sports in the United States, there are way more games than there are teams. NBA, MLB, so on and so forth, right? NFL is a little bit weird. It changes from year to year. But the strategy is basically you power match teams. So randomly select two, or have the board select, however you want to do it, right? The first two, and then based on your schedule and your score differential in the first 2 games, you power match Week 3. So 2-0 teams play 2-0 teams. 1-1 teams play 1-1 teams. 0-2 teams play 0-2 teams. Then going into Week 4, you do the same thing with the schedule. And the reason this is useful is because, one, it avoids situations like our bars had where we were a little overranked last year, so we ended up getting our asses kicked the entire time. Ended up being ranked 33rd. Ended up conceding to a team that was supposed to beat us according to the rankings going into the tournament anyway, and then causing a fracas.
Allegedly.
Well, they were 32 and we were 33. Look, I don't make the rankings, y'all make the rankings, okay? Then this year, I think maybe we were a little underranked, and we ended up beating a lot of teams by a lot more. You get a lot more competitive games this way. The other reason this is a good idea, and I think perhaps those of you who are not just a bunch of nerds might like this, and I use that word nicely.
Lovingly.
I'm a bigger nerd than
We're all
anyone
nerds at heart.
here.
We're playing
It's pronounced
kickball
virgin.
on Sunday.
But that means that if you power match that thing, that means that there's a real benefit to winning the regular season. You like if you're the team that has the highest the best score at the end of the regular season, like the best record and the best score differential, you could be like, we won the regular season, right? We have this in the Premier League. We've got you win the regular season, and then there's a tournament aside from that, but you can win the regular season.
Quick sidetrack. Do you have the preseason rankings there?
No, I do not.
You don't? Ah, damn it. Okay, keep going. I want to revisit something.
That's the big thing. And so it's like you all do a pretty good job, like at the top and the bottom, but the middle gets weird, right? And that affected us really bad the last 2 years in 2 directions, I think. And the fact that we won the boot last year and then won the plate this year, we probably should have been somewhere in between those 2 things in both years. But obviously,
so now
a lot of protein.
To be fair, this year,
Yeah.
we'll revisit this in a moment when I have some actuality to it. This year, coming into the tournament, a 25 seed between the boot and the plate, technical expectations. So I think kind of falling this year more
at the end of the
along-
year, but not at the beginning of the year. The thing is, we beat some teams in the middle of the year, starting in like the week that I left, I think we run ruled like 7 teams in a row, and there's just no reason for that to happen. Like we can if you power match the teams, every game is competitive every week, and that's like a better way to approach it, as opposed to a situation where you're like we're getting run ruled by Sacred Sword in week 3 or whatever, and then we're run ruling a team 3 weeks later. Like if you power match those teams, every game is competitive every week, and that's a better way to approach it. And then winning the regular season really means something.
Yeah. So preseason 28. Postseason 25, finishing the season number 17. Would you say, looking at where the Diana Plate champion would be ranked, would be number 17. Do you think overperforming by your scheduling standards or appropriately scheduled this year?
I honestly don't know, because going into the season, I didn't expect to beat all those teams from week 5 on the way we beat all those teams week 5 on, because we had finished 33 last year. So I was like, every game is hard because it's very hard. We've got our asses kicked all of last year, and I guess the point is there's just no need every chess tournaments, debate tournaments, I know, super nerd. What did I tell you? Okay, but every competition that has more teams than games adopts this scheduling strategy, and it can be done in 10 minutes after the end of the last game every week. It's super simple, and then every week you show up and you're playing a team that is of your caliber. There's no risk that you're going to get your ass kicked. Like last year, we bought a keg for when we played the Badges. Because we're like, well, fuck, I guess this. We played Global this year? What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that?
That was mismatch week.
Yeah, mismatch week, which apparently is also a week where
Fuck
people were
week.
gone, which is cool. That's interesting and weird. But neither here nor there. If you power match these games, then every week is competitive, and at the end of the year, a team gets to say, we won the season. And it automatically ranks the tournament top to bottom because you have the entire schedule of who does it. It resolves all of the need to have an arbitrary ranking system where, you had a rank this year. Holy shit. You had a rank this year where we were ranked higher than the Harpies, which is the craziest shit I have ever heard in my fucking life.
Well,
there is no
Hey.
version of reality
That's
where
the
our bar is
RPI.
better than the Harpies, except that the
RPI.
Harpies do not sell wings.
No, first of all,
They have wings,
RPI.
they do not sell wings.
First
It's
of
a
all,
confusing
hold
thing.
on. RPI there, real quickly. Harpies is 15th. You guys are 25th. What are you talking about?
Dude, look, Stacy, am I wrong about this? Was there not a schedule? There was a week. There was a week where you had us ranked over the Harpies, and I would say this: you all love your arbitrary
It's
opinions.
only-
a
it's
cool
only
thing,
week
but
by week
You
process
could
there,
automatically
Clayton.
do this, and every game would be competitive.
I'll
too many
also
moving
put
parts,
out
too many
there,
moving parts there. I don't
Cougars
know.
numbers definitely do not reflect the
This guy in the
agenda
front
of the
row.
board.
Yeah. Can I touch on
Go
this
ahead,
real
Mitch.
quick? Yeah, sorry to butt in.
You can touch on it.
Yeah, I know you were saying that the top teams have it figured out, right? It's the same fuckers every goddamn year. Middle of the pack is different.
I would not call them fuckers, to be sure.
Nice people. But the lower end people also suffer to an extent. Obviously, if you're the worst team in the league, you should lose a lot. That just makes sense. But 3 of my 10 season games this year made no sense. I played the D-holes, arguably a top 12 team, I think they are, somewhere in there.
Yep.
Played Cyport, which I know it's hard to, obviously they were old posh. Any new teams get ranked low. I totally get it. That's hard to decide where they're at.
To be fair on that and only on
Yeah.
that front, I know D-holes were your mismatch week, but us, we were ranked 29,
Yeah.
and you guys were 36,
And then-
so we were in that
Same
low
with
tier.
Tokers as well. I know they were a city league team that came in.
Yeah.
What? I just got my back blown out by them one week. That was cool. And I'm grateful for actually playing Cyport because I think that was our turnaround week for defense because we played you guys hard for 4 or 5 innings.
Oh,
Dope.
yeah.
We learned a lot from that game. But it sucks. And so kind of touch on what you were saying. What if we did have a schedule that can change a little bit? Like, what if we chose 4 or 5 games at the start of the season that you're like, these are going to be good pairs, and then from there you kind of look at the next
chaos,
4 games,
by the way.
and then game 10 is still.
I can do it for you.
matchup.
If you all don't think it can be done, I can do it for you. I can do it in 10 minutes every week. Like, literally, there's not enough teams. This can be done. I promise you.
And arguably, like, if you asked, Brooks or whatever captain this year,
Play
like,
for board.
rank your 10 games in a row, I think it'd be pretty simple for them to even rank that.
Here's the thing: our old system there, you had 5 games that you had like basically pool play. It's just like whatever. And then after those 5, there's rank play, because if you finish, in those 5 games, first place, you play against your fellow first place. Second place, you play your fellow second place. Third place, and so forth. So, in a way, it kind of does it for you by doing these. But that was the old scheduling system, which I'm not gonna lie, I miss. But that's just me. So
I'm proposing a new scheduling system that you
that's
will
too many
like.
moving parts. That's a lot of
You will
moving
like-
parts.
No, man, it's simple. It's simple. It's simple.
Now-
And
I've been at a debate tournament with 429 teams, and there are 8 debates, and this fucking shit works. The team that is at the end of those 8 competitions is actually the best team. It can certainly be done with like however many teams we have in this league, and this. I mean, like, it can be done. It's super easy. It's just you power match, right? So if 2-0, 2-0, 2-0, and then for groups of 2-0 teams, it's highest goal. It's Premier League season this week, folks.
It is true,
Highest
it's
score
true.
differential. Those teams play each other, and then so one of those teams loses one. So you
Score
got 3 and 1,
differential
3 and 1.
using? Oh, geez.
Yeah, and then it just
You get,
have them play
1,
each other the
2,
entire
3, or
week.
4 speaker points, and you just go by lowest points.
do we know how many people or like teams we're having again? This actually is going to be 36 again.
Most likely 36.
So-
Most likely 36. Yeah.
So,
go
if
ahead,
so
Mitch.
if we break it into 9s, Brooks texted me and said like something about relegations, but it doesn't need to be every year. Like every game every week doesn't need to be like, I don't want to say impactful, but like what if we did come up with 4 or 5 games that again, like, hey, it makes sense that I'm playing ahead, and I personally
That was the
don't-
old schedule system.
Yeah,
though,
and
by the way,
I don't
so.
care if I play the same team for the first 5 games, and then maybe I play ahead again in the next 4 games, and then if I have to play them for the marquee matchup, if I play them 3 times in a season, so what? You're causing some head-to-head animosity between teams. You have those people that you actually go against. We have the blue collar between Johnny's and
Free State.
Free State.
Yeah.
So, like, I like that idea. You have people that you play again, and I understand new teams coming in. You can't judge who they are, and I know it's hard for the board to look at the team names individually and, like, look at who's on this team. Maybe they got 34th
Very hard, yeah.
last year, and they got 12 new people. Yeah. And so if you don't decide the entire season at the start and you just choose like the first half, maybe the first half
That's the
sucks
old
a little
scheduling
bit.
system. That's what
And
it
that
was.
makes sense,
Mitch.
'cause I think
that's what it was.
correct me if I'm wrong. I think we played Sacred last year, but
Yeah.
they got brand new people last year, and the year before I know they weren't as
Old.
high up.
They're older,
They were older
yeah.
dudes, and then they got a bunch of 20-year-olds with fake IDs on their team all of a sudden. So like
Mostly fake IDs.
no shots fired. But like, how is that remotely reasonable to rank them that low? And so maybe their first few games they play should be impactful for their overall rating going in, and then eventually from there choose. Because
Yes, Brian.
Personal thought, simple idea. You guys shoot it down if you like, discuss it if you want. 3 divisions, promotion and relegation.
They already tried to do permanently for that. That'll get shut down. That's not going to ever happen. That's never going to happen. They tried to propose that a while back. That's going to happen.
Propose it again. It's a cool idea. Do love promotion and relegation.
And
That's never gonna happen.
as an advocate of bits and pieces of all ideas, some of the old systems having been a benefactor of going through pool play in the way older scheduling format, and then in the first beginning years, just going 5-1 or 4-1,
4-1.
or 5-0, and then being in the 1 or 2 pool, and then getting absolutely
But the thing is,
getting absolutely fucking demolished, and then how we've evolved from that, and how I believe, and this is both as a personal reflection as a captain and as a board member, that we're continuing to evolve. I think, and I only speak for myself, but a lot of people are in agreement that most definitely the mismatch week, it's got to go. I personally believe that. I will not speak for anyone else, but I think the league resonates that sentiment that
Well,
you don't want to have
I
a
have ground
29
my axe
playing
to death.
a
So
top 10.
I have ground my axe to death, and I will try and I'll talk to
but,
you afterwards.
But on your front,
Yeah.
speaking only personally, the downside. While I agree with power matching, I think it's a great idea in concept. Personally, meeting every week to do a schedule.
Oh God!
That's just.
I'll do it for you. I'll do it. It
it's
takes
not
10
in the
minutes.
books.
Takes
For
10
me.
minutes.
Easier said than done,
me.
man.
Oh, it's not. It's actually easier than said. It's like there's 32 teams. I can do I can do
36.
this with 500 teams. I can do this with 32 teams. I'm telling you, simple.
36.
Simple. 36. Those other 4 just get
But
randomly assigned.
I can also say
Just kidding.
that 2 times a year, having to quote unquote arbitrarily rank 36 teams in a league, that can be, especially looking at the 11 through 22 spots, extremely tough.
Yeah, and I don't mean to say arbitrary,
doing that,
but it is hard. It's
Doing
hard.
that
Yeah.
9 times a year. Holy shit! I'd rather have 3 rainouts.
Right, but that's why you don't do
it's-
it. You don't rank it every year. Right? You don't rank it every week because it's just the schedule does it for you. Right. We will talk about it later. I don't want to be this dead horse. Yeah. Well, I mean, I love the horse. It's dead. It's
But it's fun to
hitting
beat
it
it.
is so hard.
Yeah,
But,
all guys agree.
Yeah.
Jeff.
You have a
No,
discussion?
I was just gonna say, I like Clear's idea. There's a formula to it. If there's a formula, it wouldn't take too much to redo those teams every week. It would just, like he said, it takes 10 minutes. If there's a formula, there's a formula. You don't use anything else, and it shouldn't take the board too long, but one person to do it. So why not?
I cannot be a part of the board because people hate. No, I was kidding. That's true.
That's
But
not. You
it's
can
not-
definitely
it's not
be
true.
part of the board.
No, but I
and
would be
people vehemently dislike you.
No. I have a 1-year-old, so we're not. My wife would kill me, but I can if it's really if you all need help, I can do that for you every week. It will. I can do it in 10 minutes. I've got this covered. Yeah.
Good luck with a 1-year-old with 10 minutes to spare.
She's doing really well, you know? Like, Pearson's very advanced for her age. We're going to get her tested for, gifted. I know you're not supposed
Oh
to wait
my
till
gosh.
grade 3, but, at
Tested
15,
for gifted,
at
oh my
15
God.
weeks, I just feel like, she has really good head control.
Word on the streets. She speaks Portuguese, so that
She
does
does.
not surprise me.
Portuguese, okay.
She's like, Dad, in my diaper you'll find Puxa Roja, que sorpresa.
Es mucho es eleven cabeza.
Indeed.
Jeff, biggest takeaway from the season?
I got one.
Just wanted to shout out Sacred Sword. I think if they can figure out how to play this game the correct way and to do all the right things at the right moments, I think they're going to be a serious team to deal with for sure. Like, they have all the speed and the talent in the world. I think they can coach the girls up. I think the guys needs a little bit of coaching. I think they could take out a lot of the top dogs if they play it the right way.
Here's the thing about Sacred Sword is that
Sword.
this core here is that there's not a single veteran on this team in this core because, Josh is there. He plays once in a while. And, you can tell him what to do. But it's like he's not there every inning. Same thing with Adam Mitchell, who's just recently retired. All the experience, he can tell him, what to do. But he's not there every inning. The challenges with this core of young people they're young, is that who's emerged as a leader out of this group. Second year in the league, now going to third. Someone has to emerge. But you can't have like Josh Hunt or Adam Mitchell basically hold their hand and say, tell them what to do.
You can always have a leader, but you
someone
can't
has to
always
emerge.
have listeners. You need people that listen to as well.
the problem as
if you
well,
don't have
yeah.
people that are listening to your leader,
Yeah.
then that team is not going to be any good.
That's true.
So if you have people that are willing to listen and follow directions and do what you need them to do at the right moments, then that makes all the difference in the world. Just knowing if you're on base and knowing what the person's going to do after you, it makes the biggest difference in the world because that's like 2 steps right there. And sometimes some of these games are decided by just 2 steps.
I just feel like, with a Sacred Sword, and then maybe they'll mature out of it and then snap out of it. I feel they rely way too much on their physical abilities. Like, I'll be fast enough or so forth, and I'll just make it.
Yeah.
And it doesn't ever work. Cowboy up running will just not work. We saw that against the Free State. They did the same thing in the game of the week. And are they that much better as far as like learning and maturing against you guys? Slightly, maybe, but not really. No. They need on-field general to emerge out of that group.
All right, so a couple things. One, I mean, they did make it to the Twain finals, so it's not like they had a bad season.
And they took out
to take that next
to
step.
get there. They took out
Yeah,
JDE
okay.
and the Harpies.
You're right.
Like that's no easy tasks.
And the other thing I'd say is, like, I just want to highlight that obviously our bar. If you follow the Facebook page, our bar and Sacred Sword were at, there was like one of the many dramatic things to happen to my team this year was like in week 3 or 4 associated with them, and I just want to highlight that week 2. Yeah, that a lot of people on their team who are really nice people reached out and like apologized and were super nice about it, and obviously they had a hilarious thing in their game of the week. Like, it was very funny, but like there are a lot of really nice people, and I don't want them to get like a bad rap for being like angry or like mean or anything like that. Like, a lot of those people were really cool to us after the fact, even if the whole lying down in the field thing was like not great. And young people do silly things. I was a young person once. I still have not really matured, but my wife is there now to tell me when I should stop doing stupid shit. I mean, I was on this podcast last year, and I was such an asshole that I had to give people free beer to apologize. So I'm aware, and it's a good group of people. I think that they're going to be successful moving forward. A lot of really athletic folks, and yeah, they're good. I think yeah. Anyway, I just want to make sure that we're not too negging the Sacred Sword folks, because they're doing good. No. They're doing well. They're doing well.
No, people can say what they want. I lovingly call them Sacred Bunt, and I hope they go right the fuck back to that next year and absolutely dominate people, because it is obviously especially for that team, tried and true method, and I'm really excited to see what those guys can do, guys and gals, everybody can do next year when they really put it together. This is, really their second year as a team, this team anyhow, and still some new first-year players to the team this year. So I think, like you said, with some good coaching and real direction, they're going to be really, really dangerous next year and moving forward.
Yeah.
Cougar, as a sponsor and I don't know, what do the kids call it? Sigma third base coach.
Mentor? I am not mentor.
Yeah, I
Stop it,
no
Jeffrey.
one said mentor.
No,
You
Jeffrey said mentor. I am not mentor. No.
As as a sponsor, what did you take away from the season? Biggest takeaway?
Biggest takeaway? Oh, Jesus. No, you really put them on the spot there. I've been racking my brain. What is the biggest takeaway here? It's just honestly, I can't think of anything.
I got one for you.
Go ahead, Clayton.
Okay, so I'll just say, obviously, as a captain myself, sitting here with a bunch of captains as well, we were involved in a lot of stuff this year, and I think that an important thing is it's really hard to be a captain. And to all of those listening who are not captains, support your captains, be kind to your captains, and if you have problems, please bring them to your captains directly. Don't mumble outside of that. And I think that it's a lot of people show up, a lot of people enjoy it. I love all my team members, and I love having them all on the team. But it's one of these things where it's Saturday. Who's going to be kicking where? What's going to be doing? Why haven't people responded to the emails, text messages, or Facebook posts about who's going to be there? Oh, shit. It's 3 p.m. You're going to be there? Now what does that do? Like, there's a lot of work that goes into this, and a lot of those captains are also the people who are most often volunteering to ref. And so, be there to support your captains, support. Go to the ref clinic. Please volunteer to ref. And just thank all of you. You all have ref my games. I have ref your games, and I appreciate everything you do. And yeah.
Yeah, just to say about being nicer captains there. I talked to Jeff about this. Like, you finally realize like why. There are times I could be really surly and so forth. Like, why does Cougar yell at me? And now you're like, oh shit! Like now the shoot's on this foot. And now I kind of get it. Why you have to be kind of a dick, at times. Like it's hard. It sucks. Yeah, it sucks being captain.
You got to be able to tell the kids no candy this week.
Exactly. And sometimes you gotta yell, like me, but hopefully not like me. But yeah, it's hard being captain. Yeah. So
This karaoke night.
here's Katie.
All right, we're karaokeing, right?
Yeah.
Oh, good. So protect it.
Yeah. Lay
I don't
down
know.
the Diana.
All right, listen. That was not my fault, okay?
Whose fault is this?
Mr. Willy-nilly over here, not protecting it for about 5 seconds, and my jersey hands got
Protecting it
to
from who?
talking, and I
Protecting
knocked
it
it
from
over,
who?
okay? Everyone can just shh.
Did you have it in the backseat of a car while driving through a tunnel or something? Or
No.
Oh dear.
I got that. That, unlike Flight 93, that joke landed. Personally, one of my biggest takeaways from this season, 11 years for a lot of people is a long time. And no matter outward appearance, inward feelings, every year that I get to play in this league and make a difference in the community and get to hang out with my friends, I feel like every week, no matter what, at the end of the year, I'm a champion. But this year, it was, for me personally and my team, a rebuilding and rebranding season. And the other night, Bryson said, he'll never play for a Twain again. And the best part of that is that regardless of how the season ended, everybody on the team has bought into that sentiment already. And just seeing what Marcus and Bryson not only brought to this franchise, but the people that Marcus and Bryson masterclass and coaching all year long, but putting together this team of individuals from an amalgam of teams in KVKL and getting everyone, everyone's pretty much gave the same sentiment. Your team's success comes from the vibes. And even for me, a very different in the vibe this year, in the sense of not only was everybody definitely wanting to win, but on a different level. And for a few of us, a certain level of entitlement of wanting to show people, hey, fuck you, this is how good we are. But what I really took away was at every level, regardless of, we all say most fun wins. Some weekends that's true. Some Sundays, for some people, it's not. It could be whether it's a loss. It could be whether they go 0 for 4, whether they argue with a ref, whether they get a warning or ejected, which I've never gotten either. It's a learning experience from top to bottom, and while being the most competitive from top to bottom has been eluded by almost everyone all year this season, it's also been the most fun as a captain, and as a board member, one of the most excruciating. I won't speak for everybody, but on-field issues, off-field issues, rankings, dealing with the city, everything I feel like this year, for me personally, was much more difficult. But at the end of the day, we're going to provide, in my personal opinion, I think we'll see here in a few weeks after the charity auction, September 8th, Saturday, on September 8th at Liberty Hall.
Sunday.
It's going to be the biggest impact that the league's been able to make on the local community. And I think that's the most important thing. And for me, the Douglas County Special Olympics is one of the personally best organizations that we've ever chosen. It means a lot to me personally and my family. And I'm really excited to be a part of everything that everybody in the entire league has come together to provide from day one until now.
Yeah.
Hear you.
Yeah.
Cougar?
Yep.
Do you have anything to close us out? Any closing
Oh wait,
thoughts?
before
questions?
Cougar jumps in here, I want to say one thing. Well, one thing. LOL. Anyway, the last thing I want to say is this. I think I speak for myself and all the members of my team, and probably a lot of people in the league. Thank you to the board, all of you. Like, it's not paid. You all work really hard on our behalf. You deal with all of our insane emails. And even though we often yell at you when you're reffing our games and whatever, and send you shitty emails when we're mad about things that happen, you are really appreciated. Thank you for everything that you do. And Cougar, thank you. Well, thank both of you for putting this podcast together. It's a really neat element of this league, and it's a cool thing that you all do, and we enjoy it every week. And so, thank you for all your hard work.
No, thank you, Clayton. It's humbling. Sean's been doing this 3-4 years so far. I've done it for 14, 15, 16 years. Putting out this every week. Just me coming up every week. Ever since from Lawrence Journal World, that teeny tiny little cubicle of a studio, to now we have it. In a live audience there. It's I'm glad to be part of this. I'm humbled by these kind words. Anything for a filler to help you through the day for a podcast, wherever you go at work and whatever like that, and everyone get represented each week. So I'm humbled by this word. So thank you, Clayton. Appreciate it.
As a captain, I can't thank the board and the community, the teams, the people, the players, the businesses enough for all the opportunities it has provided all of us. But also, as a board member, knowing how little I feel I provide, in contrast to some others, but as a whole, how much work it really truly is insane as it is at times. It's super rewarding, and I think I can speak for everyone when I know how thankful we are for all of the support that we do get from everyone showing up, from everyone reffing, to everyone donating baskets, raising money for the charity. It means a lot to us, and if it didn't, we wouldn't do what we do. So big thank you to all the rest of the board members for everything they've done and will do through the end of the charity year this year. This league would not exist without all of you guys. Everybody that's come before the current board, myself, and others. The same with the podcast. Many hosts have come before me. Many hosts will come after me. I'm just another spoke in the wheel. Even if I ever get removed, the wheel's going to still spin. And that's the greatest thought that I could ever have for this league, is that one day I get to play with my kids, for one. But for two, that every year I leave this league in a better position than it was, and hopefully set it up for more success in the future, because 22 years for anything. You can say, oh, it's a city sport. This isn't run by the city. This is run by volunteers. It gives back money. It raises a ton of profit at the expense of everybody involved, to just be impactful in the community and give everyone an escape from reality at least once a week. So what a fucking crazy niche to be a part of. I couldn't be more proud to be a part of it. And I also couldn't be more lucky and humble to be a part of that community and the podcast. I appreciate all the opportunities that all the businesses give to us to host us, all the opportunities we bring to those businesses. And especially all the people that we've had on the podcast this year. Branching out next year even more. I look forward to every season more and more and more, no matter how good or bad every year ends. It's always one of the best parts of my week and the best parts of my year.
Hopefully we can get this podcast back to Rick's place. I was gone in Europe when it was at Rick's place this year, so hopefully we can get that back next year, and we'll definitely make a showing.
Oh, indeed. We're definitely going to get everything spread out. This year we got our feet wet in a couple new places, tested out some kinks, and we're going to be all over the city again next year.
Any word on maybe a video cast?
Humble brag, Europe trip, whatever, cool.
Yeah. I think that'd be a really cool element. Outside of, running the audio here on my part, it takes some investigating, but I think it's definitely doable, especially in the age of streaming. I think it'd be super cool to be able to have our broadcasts of the podcast on Twitch as well. So I'm definitely going to see what that's going to take and hopefully move us into the next stage of the podcast next year. So the only bad thing is now not only is the glare going to be off my forehead, but they're going to see Cougar. So instead of the listener amount we get now, it might drastically decrease.
We'll get canceled.
Cougar, do you have any closing sentiments on the season? Because I think, everyone's probably tired of listening to us tonight. They're definitely tired of hearing me.
Yeah. I mean, all I can say is year 20 into this league, believe it or not, 20 is I started in this league because the student race at KJHK in May of 2004. They said, hey, there's a kickball team. You want to join in, sign up, and it'll play in the summer. I was like, nothing better to do that summer. So I did. And as it turns out, I was the only one in front of the KJHK on that team because we merged with Jensen's Liquor. So it was 13 for Jensen's Liquor, 1 KJHK. That's me. So that's how I started this league. From where it started then to now, having all these games back then in these wonky grass fields and these elementary schools and what have not, it was you could have seen it back then. It was so disorganized and so bad. Yeah, South Park was there, but other games that was then. It was that was then. To what it is now is no, it's great. You're going from 8, 10 teams back in 2004 to 36 now, and back then it was just a league. It's whatever. To like you mentioned before, Sean, to part of the it's not just a rec team, part of the community, donating all this money to these local charities. That more deserve it. These past 20 years being part of this league, it's been awesome. It's great, and I like I said, I'm just a small cog in this part of this league and I mean this sincerely. Me to everyone else here, I'm as part of the league as someone in their first year league. Honest goodness truth, I really am. We're all part of this league equally. I really believe that. Even if some have been there much longer than others. So, I'm grateful to be part of this, and it's great. So,
my favorite thing about Sundays is just showing up and seeing all the friendly faces that aren't necessarily on your team, like Cougar, Sean, and then Bryson, and then just seeing everybody's reactions, everybody's faces. Sometimes Bryson, not always.
I'm a friendly face,
but yeah. Most time. It depends if I catch you before the game or after. After it's not so friendly, but especially this year. But.
Is he reffing the game? That's debatable. Well, thank you all once again for all of your kind donations, all of your contributions to the league, whether on the field, off the field, and continued through the off season. 2024 is in the books. One for the one to remember, definitely.
Yep.
Thank you all. Cougar, take us out for the last time this season.